Fight could really be a major fight that a lot of people are looking to see. When did you know that?
When the people start talking, and obviously everybody around try to make this fight. I say, look, needs to be big.
This fight doesn't happen if you're never born, right? You made this fight happen. Why this fight?
Not me, it is who behind me.
I like Crawford, I get right to it.
Why?
Because he's like the first time you went from regular TV, which you've been doing a long time, to 3D. He's different. Really, that's the simplest way I can say.
The clash between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez lived up to all expectations. Canelo admitted the fight was too big to walk away from, and though he initially declined, the massive demand turned it into a historic spectacle. With the world watching two champions collide, the atmosphere proved this was more than just a fight, it was a global event.
You know, I take this fight because you can see how big is this fight, no? The beginning when they say, hey, you thinking about fight Crawford, I say, never thinking about that. But you can realize how big is this fight, no? Mexican, always Mexican versus USA is big. And two of the best pound for pound. And I think this fight is huge and means a lot for me.
When did you realize, when did the moment hit you that this fight can really, really be big? This fight can really be a major fight that a lot of people are looking to see. When did you know that?
When the people start talking, and obviously everybody around try to make this fight. I say, look, needs to be big, right? Because Netflix, Riyadh season, everybody interested in this fight. So that's when I realized how big is this fight.
Crawford felt like initially you needed some convincing because you thought it was a lose-lose proposition, whereas you're fighting the smaller guy, and if you won, you wouldn't really get any credit for it. Was that what you were thinking?
Yeah, but if you think well, I've been in that position before.
Saudi advisor and chairman Turki Al-Sheikh explained after the fight that the event went beyond boxing. It was about delivering a once-in-a-lifetime spectacle. He emphasized how meaningful it was for fans, especially with the possibility that this could be Terence Crawford's last appearance on such a stage. For Turki, hosting the bout before a global audience carried deep significance, showcasing two legends at their peak and preserving a piece of boxing history to be remembered for generations.
I'm my boss, you know? But really, if you look at as a business, this fight will not happen if we are not involved as Gia, Riyadh season, Saudi Arabia. This is truth. Because even with what the relationship with Netflix, and we are very happy about it, still this fight costs more and more.
Speaking of cost more and more, for everyone who watches it, everyone already has a Netflix account, so they're not paying anything extra for it.
Yeah.
You, however, are the guy who just paid hundreds of millions of dollars for a pay-per-view fight that you wanted to see. So people like to get their money's worth. What do you want to see from this fight?
First, not what I want to see, what all the people around the world, and you are fans of boxing, want to see. It's taken too long, but thanks God, without the support behind me from my government, my leaders, the Crown Prince and the vision, and without the love of the fans, we will stop not complete. This is what pushed us. This kind of fight, special Canelo Crawford, I want to explain it to you exactly why it is important and the fight of the century. Canelo is the biggest name in boxing now, and Crawford undefeated and have the chance to be undisputed for the third time. Maybe this is the last fight for Crawford, and for Canelo, it's mean a lot for his fan in North America and South America and all the world. He doesn't want to get beating from guy getting up.
Renowned trainer and analyst Teddy Atlas, speaking with ESPN's Stephen A. Smith, praised Terence Crawford even before the opening bell of the historic clash. Atlas drew a striking comparison, calling Crawford the boxing equivalent of moving from 3D to digital, a reflection of his sharpness and elevated skill set. He highlighted Crawford's adaptability, precision, and composure as traits that set him apart from nearly every other fighter today. Once Crawford stepped into the ring, those words rang true. His seamless shifts between orthodox and southpaw, his quick reads of opponents, and his instant adjustments showed why so many analysts believed in him. His calm under the brightest spotlight, against one of the era's most decorated champions, confirmed his transformation into a complete fighter. For fans worldwide, the performance echoed exactly what Atlas had described, a boxer redefining the sport at its highest level. Crawford's display was more than punches. It was the art of boxing evolving, leaving audiences with the sense they had witnessed a new chapter in the sport's legacy.
And then that was good. It was cool.
Right.
VHS, VCR, all that stuff. I still got them, actually. And all of a sudden, digital came around.
There you go.
He's digital. Really. And I'm not knocking Canelo for all the people out there that, want to pull their arrows now and start slinging shots at me. Hey, that's okay. That's fine. But I'm not knocking him. He's a good, solid guy. He's
Good,
tremendous.
solid guy. He's 63-2, Teddy, and has never been knocked out. And this guy that's
what's
fighting him
his
is
record?
moving up.
What's-
63-2.
Wait. What's his record?
63-2.
By who's accounting?
What do you mean by who's accounting? What are you trying to say? That's
what
what
am I trying to say? There's a couple fights there that you might be able to argue there. Just a little bit.
Okay.
Sudden with Triple G. Just a little bit. A little bit. I mean, you're insulting him a little bit. Like in a movie with De Niro.
I'm not insulting him. I'm pointing out the facts. But here's my point to you, Teddy. He's 63-2.
Lara, how about the Lara fight?
Hold on.
You wanna go back further?
Okay. What about Madrimov with Crawford? I'm just saying.
No, he beat Madrimov. He didn't look the way we want him to look.
Okay.
Because stepping up for the first time to that weight class, he didn't look the way that we wanted to say, oh my God.
Well, stay with me. Let me ask you this
And
question.
Madrimov was not getting the credit for the kind of fighter that he was.
But let me ask you a question, Teddy Atlas. He didn't look the way you wanted him to look, moving up from 147 to 154. Now he's going from 154 to 2 weight classes to 168 against a guy who's 11-0 at the 168-pound limit and is entering his 12th fight undefeated and has never been knocked out.
Yeah, VHS digital. Did you worry about that jump when you went from VHS to digital? No, you just said we're at digital now, and it looks good. It looks really good, and you look great. No, you do.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
You look tremendous.
But I'm just saying. Listen, I believe in Crawford too, and I believe that Crawford is one of the top 2 fighters on the planet. But he is moving up 2 weight classes, and when people look at him going up against Canelo, here's what they're saying. He's got to keep his distance. He's got to hit, stick, and move. He can't stay.
Canelo Alvarez, the 4-division world champion, entered the fight with his future already mapped out. He has openly stated his intention to retire within the next 2 years, having achieved nearly every dream a fighter could pursue. From unifying titles to headlining sold-out stadiums, his legacy is firmly established. Against Crawford, he displayed not only his enduring skill but also his determination to secure his place among boxing's immortals. His focus was no longer on what he could achieve, but on how he would be remembered once the gloves came off.
I don't know, maybe 2 more.
2 more years.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you want to accomplish that you haven't yet accomplished?
I already accomplished everything.
So there's
and I
nothing
did
left.
everything in boxing. Yeah. So I'm fine.
When this is all over for you, maybe in 2 years from now, what do you want to be remembered for?
One of the greatest fighters in the boxing history. That's why I'm here. That's why I start boxing. So I'm doing good.
I think you've already accomplished that.
Yeah.
Broadcaster and analyst Simon Jordan highlighted the remarkable consistency and durability of Canelo Alvarez's career. He noted that from his breakthrough as a teenager to becoming one of boxing's most reliable pay-per-view attractions, Canelo has carried huge expectations and delivered repeatedly. Jordan emphasized how rare it is for a fighter to stay at the top level for over a decade, yet Canelo has done so across multiple weight divisions. The fight itself reflected this. His sharp ring IQ, composure under pressure, and ability to capitalize on even minor mistakes reinforced why he ranks among the greatest of his generation. Every adjustment he made in the ring demonstrated his vast experience, unmatched by most opponents. Even as new champions emerged, Jordan's view highlighted Canelo's unique longevity. proving that maintaining dominance against larger, younger, and hungrier fighters is a feat few achieve. In this sense, the fight further solidified his legacy as not just a champion, but a generational icon in boxing.
Speak for themselves. You see, he's been around a long time, 20 years as a pro, and he's beat some of the best fighters out there for sure. I think that Paulie there is referring to him avoiding Benavidez, the fight that everyone's wanted to see and wanted to make. He's been picking and choosing his own opponents, and he has had some easy options, and he gets an opportunity to go in against Terence Crawford, or Terence Crawford gets the opportunity to go against him. Look, whatever way you want to look at it, I think that you cannot deny how good Canelo has been. He has adapted, he's had to adjust. He now, he stalks forward, he hunts his prey, but he single shots to the body, single shots to the head, and that's why I think timing for Terence Crawford here could be
Duke, me and Spencer have got Terence Crawford. How do you think this fight is won and lost?
Yeah, I think this fight is won for Crawford by sticking to his boxing, which he does beautifully. From the outset, I thought Crawford would win this fight, simply because
you're in our game.
He's a great boxer, right? He switches from left to right effortlessly. He's a good stayer. He's got that spite that you need as a champion. What he's done has been done before, albeit, many moons ago with Sugar Ray Leonard, when he moved up and boxed Donnie Lalonde from welterweight to super middleweight, but he stopped off in between that and boxed Marvelous Marvin Hagler. So that's probably a harder route even still, but I feel that it's a stone difference. It's not really that much, not when you look at the bigger picture. A stone in weight is a lot of weight, of course it is. And sometimes you don't even want to give away a pound in weight, but the fact that he's putting on a stone of pure...
UFC President Dana White, speaking as both a promoter and a passionate fight fan, called the showdown the biggest boxing match of the modern era. With 65,000 tickets sold, the arena buzzed with anticipation. White described it as a war rather than just a fight, and the action in the ring fully lived up to that description. Every exchange drew thunderous cheers as the fighters delivered a contest that felt monumental from the opening bell to the final round. The night's magnitude showed it was more than a championship bout. It became a cultural moment destined to be remembered in boxing history.
Over 65,000 people are coming in for this fight live. Who knows how many are going to tune in around the world on Netflix, but what I want is when it's over, everybody turns off the TV or walks out of the arena and goes, I'm so glad I came to this fight.
That was a war.
I mean, I could sit here for an hour and break down the fight, both ways for both guys. But what I truly believe is because Crawford's moving up in weight and this legacy thing is so important to him, he's going to come at Canelo. And you know how Canelo is a counterpuncher and hits hard, and I think it's going to be a war.
Boxing commentator Showbiz the Adult reflected on the sparring footage between Canelo Alvarez and rising welterweight Jaron Boots Ennis released before the fight. Though brief, the clips gained significance in light of Canelo's performance under the bright lights. The sessions served not just as practice but as a proving ground where Canelo honed his skills against one of the sport's most explosive young talents. Even in short glimpses, the footage showed the intensity and precision he brought to camp. Ennis, considered one of the most dangerous rising fighters, challenged Canelo in ways that sharpened his readiness for the main event. After the bout, fans and analysts revisited the clips, seeing them as part of the story of how Canelo prepared for one of the modern era's defining fights. That sparring session is now remembered as a rare, invaluable glimpse into greatness.
With Boots Ennis and Saul Canelo Alvarez, all right? And looking at the footage we have, they show their feet. They don't really show much, and that's good, right? Whatever happens in sparring stays in sparring. You don't want too much revealed. But I think, you can pull something from the footage. Like, post-sparring session, you could just see how friendly Saul Canelo Alvarez and Boots Ennis are.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Very good. Almost there. Yeah. Almost there. Almost time. Yeah.
It's mutual respect. You can just see, and it just feels like Boots gave Canelo some good work. I think if Boots didn't, I think Canelo wouldn't respect him as much. I think Canelo would be like, get out of here. I mean, they couldn't even leave the gym. They kept saying bye to each other over and over and over again like it was a bromance.
You got my piece. Who say he needs some rounds? Huh? Who? Yeah, see, he'll come back and some rounds. Oh, yeah? You don't want... never been a fighter? I see you tomorrow. And more, if they are scared, they run faster. If they are scared, more faster.
Bro, you know what that is. You know what that is. It's like if somebody whipped your ass, like, all right, then, boy, what? Wait.
Former super middleweight champion Caleb Plant, who previously faced Canelo, praised Terence Crawford ahead of the fight. Plant called Crawford exceptionally strong and powerful, a fact the bout would later confirm. Crawford's punches packed real force even at the higher weight, and his physical presence stopped Canelo from easily pressuring him. Observers noted that Crawford's combination of precision and unexpected strength made one of the most durable fighters of this generation respect his power throughout the contest.
You know, if I was able to give my advice to Terence, it would be, I think that he should box on the outside, or I think he should be all the way inside.
Wait, all the way inside? That would sound like, no, you don't want to be on the inside because, like, Canelo could land body shots.
Yeah, but Terence is a great inside fighter. He's ridiculously strong. And I think the most dangerous place for Terence to be would be in the mid-range, chilling this far from Canelo, at this distance, where Canelo is able to get a lot of leverage and be really explosive, as opposed to what I did to Trevor McCumbee, where I stepped all the way to the inside. And, you know, do you want to be this far away from a baseball bat, or do you want to be this far away from a baseball bat?
This here,
exactly.
They can't extend.
They can't gain the same momentum. And just fighting on the outside, sticking, moving, running around, moving around, using his legs for 12 rounds could be a lot. Where, as opposed to him being smart on the outside and moving, and then picking his times and getting all the way to the inside and going to work, and then going all the way back out, all the way back in, all the way back out. But I think chilling at the mid-range with Canelo could be dangerous.
Veteran boxer Gabriel Rosado warned before the fight that Crawford would need to be very cautious against Canelo. Given the Mexican star's history of facing naturally bigger opponents, that prediction proved true once the bout began. Canelo's comfort against larger fighters was evident as he absorbed shots calmly and returned with punishing counters. For Crawford, the challenge was to navigate that experience while still asserting himself. Rosado's comments highlighted the fine margins in a fight where size, skill, and strategy all collided under the brightest lights.
He's adapted to the weight. It's his natural weight. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, Crawford got to be real careful in the middle rounds.
I've heard you say this before. Look, it doesn't matter if you're sparring with heavyweights in sparring.
Yeah.
If you're sparring with 68-pounders, 75-pounders in sparring. When you get clocked with them 10 ounces with no headgear on, it's a different game, a different story. Drop down on that for us for a second. What is so different about it? Is it just a jolt? Is it a shock? What's the difference?
It's different just because it's just the pop. You know what I'm saying? You know when you're sparring heavier guys, it really, it means something, but it's 16-ounce gloves and it's a headgear. So it's not the same effect. But, you know what I'm saying? And Crawford and Canelo being the same size right now and the same height, people go, oh, well, it's even.
That's all for today's video. Stay tuned for the next one.